New York.
The News Watch never stops. This is 1010 Wins at 92.3 FM. You give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world.
Good morning. Looking good, feeling good out there. 51 degrees, sunshine at 10:40. I'm Brian Britton. Here's what's happening. More evacuations after the Jennings Creek wildfire jumped a line on the New York-New Jersey border. And here in the city, the FDNY announcing its first ever brush fire task force. A rally today in Queens trying to convince Governor Kathy Hochul to once again pause congestion pricing, even with the price lowered to $9. Some stakeholders say it's still too much. President-elect Trump back at Madison Square Garden last night for the UFC heavyweight championship, greeted with cheers and a standing ovation. President Biden in Brazil today for the G20 summit, meeting with many world leaders for what will be the final time. And we know groceries are getting more expensive, but would you pay $1 million for a banana? Now, somebody is auctioning off a banana. It's taped to a wall, and it's art. Maybe I should put a question mark there. That's art? We'll see. Sports, Jets face the Colts at MetLife. Knicks and Nets go at it at the Garden. Rangers square off with the Kraken. AccuWeather, sunshine mixing with some afternoon clouds. Still mild and breezy. That breeze, the very dry conditions mean there is a continued fire risk. We are headed to a high of 65 today. Winds News Time 10:41. Traffic and transit. Here is Andre Farrow.
And big delays in New Jersey, southbound Garden State Parkway, passing Route 17 and Route 4, heading down towards Route 80, where we do have one lane knocked out for road work. The western spur, southbound, some action heading down towards MetLife Stadium. Some tailgaters getting ready for some football today, and a beautiful day. Inbound George, here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. You do have about a 20-minute delay. The outbound side is going to be about 25, with the westbound delays in the Cross Bronx building up right around Webster Avenue. The Triborough Bridge Manhattan span heading towards the Harlem River Drive is slow across Randall's Island. A good ride at the Lincoln. The inbound Holland's going to cost you about 10 minutes with the delays on 139 eastbound through Jersey City, but outbound Holland is in very good shape. Brooklyn delays are big. Eastbound and westbound BQE, especially the westbound side from Flushing Avenue to the Brooklyn Bridge, bumper to bumper. And there's delays on the Gowanus as well, heading northbound right around 60th Street. That's causing some tie-ups as you head across to Verrazano. Trying to get up to that area you're going to need some time. In Queens, westbound delays on the LIE approaching the Clearview. That's bumper to bumper. Eastbound is slow in that area as well. Northbound Van Wyck busy heading up towards Liberty Avenue, and the northbound and southbound Cross Island Parkway, especially northbound heading up to the ramp to the Throgs Neck Bridge, is backed up. Delays in Connecticut, southbound 95 into Stamford. Next report, 10:51. Andre Farrow, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
Yesterday's red flag warning for high risk of fire activity leading to a setback at the Jennings Creek fire on the border of New York and New Jersey. Residents had to be evacuated.
The New York Parks Department says the voluntary evacuation on Saturday impacted about 165 houses in Warwick, New York, as firefighters continue working to tame the Jennings Creek blaze. The wildfire active in Orange County, New York, and Passaic County, New Jersey. The blaze claimed the life of a New York Parks worker who was assisting fire crews earlier this month. Fires also were a threat elsewhere in the Northeast, as New England states have been under red flag alerts for wildfires this weekend. Julie Walker, New York.
Here in the city, FDNY Commissioner Robert Tucker with an announcement this morning. The department is now launching its first ever brush fire task force. Tucker says it's because of the historic increase in brush fires. It's necessary. They will be convening this group that will include fire marshals, fire inspectors, and tactical drone units. We're not in a red flag warning again today, but AccuWeather does say the wind could still cause an impact.
The dry weather continues, and that means the fire risk also continues across the tri-state area. Now, today won't be as windy as it was yesterday, so that's definitely good news. A little bit lower in terms of the fire risk today, but still definitely elevated with the low relative humidity, and that's going to be the case right through tomorrow.
AccuWeather's John Feerick. Of course, keep it locked to 1010 Wins as we continue to monitor the fires as well as the extreme drought conditions brought on by the lack of measurable precipitation. Go to the Hudson River right now. New report comes out and says the river is actually getting warmer. The temperatures in sections from the city to Troy have risen by as much as 2 degrees in the last 2 decades. That is 5 times greater than the increase in ocean temperatures per decade. Warmer temps in the water means less oxygen for the wildlife. The horseshoe crab population is decreasing and fish populations are leveling off. Wins News Time, 10:45. Sports Now with Pete McCarthy.
Well, not a lot of Sunday fun days over the past decade on the football front in this town. Another November Sunday without a lot of buzz being generated by the Jets. A blowout loss in Arizona with a host of missed tackles last week, likely ending their playoff hopes. Sauce Gardner had the biggest whiff, but is determined to bounce back.
I'm going to do everything in my power. Me preparing, me being the best teammate I could be, me bringing the energy, everything that I could do to turn this around.
The Jets hosting the equally inept Colts at 1 o'clock, trying to avoid falling to 3-8. The 2-8 Giants are on their bye week. The Mets had their long-awaited sit-down with superstar free agent Juan Soto in California yesterday. Owner Steve Cohen, baseball president David Stearns, and manager Carlos Mendoza among those involved in what the New York Post described to be a big production that was very detailed. The 26-year-old Soto is the prize of the offseason. He has no shortage of suitors, and the Yankees brain trust, including owner Hal Steinbrenner, general manager Brian Cashman, and manager Aaron Boone, will meet with Soto tomorrow. Another interborough battle will play out at the Garden tonight. The Knicks and Nets squaring off for the second time in 3 nights. It was the Knicks escaping with a win in Brooklyn on Friday night, a chippy game. They'll tip it off at 7 o'clock. Meanwhile, the Rangers are in Seattle taking on the Kraken at 9 o'clock. The Islanders just lost to the Kraken in Seattle last night. Pete McCarthy, 1010 Wins Sports on 92.3 FM.
Wins News Time 1047. Congestion pricing seems to be back on after Governor Kathy Hochul dropped the pause on the process. Opponents of the plan speaking out. Coming up in about 15 minutes, Queens Assemblyman David Weprin holding a rally outside of his office in Fresh Meadows. He's expected to be joined by other politicians from the area. Weprin says the plan will burden all New Yorkers with skyrocketing costs at a time of record inflation. Today is World Day of Remembrance for road traffic victims. The annual event honors those killed and seriously injured in crashes. Here in the city, an event to mark the day will take place at the Queens Botanical Garden in Flushing. Dahlia Goldenberg, the senior advisor of Families for Safe Streets. She tells 1010 Wins crashes in the city have been rising.
Traffic violence has seriously injured 2,338 New Yorkers so far this year. And year to date, these injuries are up 10% from 2022.
193 people were killed during that period. President-elect Donald Trump being cheered during an appearance at last night's UFC heavyweight championship match at the Garden. Trump walking to his seat with the president, UFC President Dana White, fans giving him a standing ovation and chanting USA. President-elect pumping his fist in the air, also briefly dancing to YMCA just outside the cage. Elon Musk and House Speaker Mike Johnson were also in attendance. President Biden meeting with world leaders for what will be the final time for many of them at the G20 summit in Brazil.
The president will take a tour of the Amazon, including an aerial tour of the rainforest. After that, he travels to Rio de Janeiro to participate in his 4th and final G20. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan says there's a lot on the agenda.
Debt sustainability for low and middle income countries, mobilizing finance for infrastructure, physical, digital, energy infrastructure around the world.
In addition, Sullivan says the major geopolitical issues of the day will be discussed, including Ukraine and the Middle East. Biden returns to the White House on Tuesday.
Linda Kenyon reporting. Biden, fun fact here, will be the first U.S. president ever to tour a rainforest. Powerful typhoon hit the Philippines last night. Waves crashing through houses, forcing hundreds of thousands of people to flee emergency shelters. There have been reports of casualties. This is the 6th major storm to hit the Southeast Asian country in less than a month. Enrollment at public schools in the city dropping, according to Education Department data. The city now risks losing funding from the federal government.
Instead of waiting for more kids to show up at empty schools, the administration is going to have to think long and hard about what schools to close, what programs to consolidate.
That is Professor of Education at Brooklyn College, David Bloomfield, talking to 1010 Wins. One reason for the dip in enrollment, Mayor Adams enforcing a 60-day limit on shelter stays for migrant families. That did cause many kids to leave school. Wins News Time, 1049. Traffic, transit, AccuWeather coming up.
Are you annoyingly inattentive? Do you watch a movie and then ask a zillion questions because you weren't paying attention? Do people ask, how do you sleep at night? Then you should get a mattress from Mattress Firm. They can help anyone sleep. At Mattress Firm's Black Friday sale, get a king for the price of a queen and a free adjustable base with select Sealy beds, all with a low price guarantee. Get matched at Mattress Firm. Sleep at night. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
Many tire dealers will sell you Falcon tires, but Town Fair Tire doesn't just sell Falcon tires, they sell them at the guaranteed lowest price. Plus, they give you free services for the life of your Falcon tires. That's an unbeatable deal only Town Fair Tire can offer, because Town Fair Tire is New England's largest name brand discount tire dealer. Nobody beats a Town Fair Tire deal, and I mean nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
I'm personal injury attorney Dan Buttafuoco of Buttafuoco & Associates. When I was a child, I experienced several injustices. This sparked a passion in me to fight for people. You never know when you're going to need a personal injury attorney. I've seen situations in which a second changed a person's entire life. When you come to Buttafuoco & Associates, you don't just get a single attorney. You get a team of professionals who will stand beside you and do everything possible to get you to the finish line so that you can move on with your life. When I'm in court, I think back to the injustices I've experienced as a child, and it makes me want to fight even more aggressively for you. At Buttafuoco & Associates, we will stop at nothing to get you the best possible outcome. Choosing a personal injury attorney is not a decision that you should make lightly. You should find someone who's highly recommended and go with someone that has a proven track record. Call us today at 1-800-NOW-HURT. That's 1-800-669-4878. 1-800-NOW-HURT. Or online at 1-800-NOW-HURT.com.
Your used vehicles have an amazing value when you donate to the Salvation Army, providing new direction for those struggling with alcohol and drugs. Call 800-SA-TRUCK or visit satruck.org. You'll receive an IRS-approved receipt. The Salvation Army, doing the most good.
Winds News Time 10:51. Traffic and transit. Here is Andre Farrow.
And here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. The outbound George Washington Bridge, throw in 20 minutes. Inbound, about 15. Lincoln and Holland tunnels are in good shape. We do have some delays in New Jersey on the southbound Garden State Parkway, approaching Route 4 in the 160 area, heading down towards Route 80. There's road work there. In Queens, look out for slowdowns on the westbound LIE by the Clearview. North and southbound Cross Island Parkway busy by the Northern Boulevard area. And then the long-term road work's going to slow you down east and west on the Grand Central Parkway, right in front of Valley Pond Park and Union Turnpike. If you're traveling westbound Grand Central Parkway from about Union Turnpike to Jewel Avenue, you have bumper-to-bumper traffic there. The north and southbound Van Wyck slow over by Liberty Avenue. The westbound belt is busy, making your way past JFK and approaching Cross Bay Boulevard. Slow on the eastbound-westbound BQE in front of the Brooklyn Bridge, passing Atlantic Avenue. This report sponsored by Mazda of White Plains. Mazda White Plains presents the Season to Move You event. Buy a new Mazda with no payments for 90 days. Drive now, pay later. Visit Mazda White Plains today. See dealer for details. Next report, 11:01. Andre Farrow, 1010 Winds on 92.3 FM.
All right, let's get the AccuWeather 4-day forecast. We've got the wind out there, not as bad as yesterday, so no red flag warning, but still a fire risk. We get an update here with AccuWeather's John Feerick.
Yeah, we're pretty much going to be in a fire risk every time the breeze picks up now until we get some rain across the area, unfortunately. We'll top out at 65 today, so it's comfortable other than the fact that we do have that fire risk, and we'll have sunshine and some clouds out there. But again, a breeze at times and low humidity, partly to mostly cloudy tonight. We're down to 50 tomorrow. Again, fire risk still elevated. In fact, the breeze probably picks up a little bit tomorrow afternoon. Again, clouds, some sunshine up to 64. A little bit cooler Tuesday, sunny high 58. Wednesday, some sun giving way to clouds up to 60. And then hopefully we get some rain in here as we head into Wednesday night. Right now in Central Park, we've got 51 with sun going up to 65 in Midtown. I'm AccuWeather's John Feerick on New York's weather station, 1010 Winds on 92.3 FM.
Well, as you know, art can be very subjective, and sometimes art can be downright weird. Yeah, if you wanted to go bananas, you could pay millions of dollars for a banana that is duct taped to a wall. Yeah, that's it. A banana, piece of duct tape, just stuck on the wall. The artwork is called Comedian by Italian artist Maurizio Catalan. It's being auctioned off by Sotheby's. David Galperin with the auction house explaining why it's more than just a piece of fruit.
We are looking at an ordinary banana and an ordinary piece of duct tape. However, what makes the ordinary extraordinary is the intention of the artist who put this together.
I don't know. Groceries are getting expensive, but $1 million for a banana. 3 other editions of this piece sold for between $120,000 and $150,000 at other auctions. The original banana obviously no longer exists. Somebody actually pulled it off the wall and ate it during a showing in Miami. They do have to swap out the banana, otherwise it gets rotten. It doesn't hang on the wall. It just sort of oozes there. It is estimated that this one will go for up to $1.5 million. If you are curious, you can see the banana on display right now at Sotheby's on the east side. The auction happens on Wednesday. Wins News Time 10:55. We'll take a look at Bloomberg Money Watch coming up next.
Stream the best of British TV on BritBox. Watch captivating dramas and gripping mysteries. Whether it's entire series of massive hits like Sherlock and Vera, new seasons of originals like The Responder, starring international Emmy winner Martin Freeman, or an extraordinary selection of beloved treasures featuring Idris Elba, Jodie Comer, Matthew McFadden, Benedict Cumberbatch, and more. Only on BritBox. Watching the free trial at BritBox.com.
In a world filled with financial information, Citizens can help you make sense of it. So whether you're signing up or hitting snooze on some financial newsletters, scrolling through your socials that all seem to be saying the same thing, or getting together with your neighbors at a cookout to game plan college funds, you're ready to make the most of it. Make sense of your money with Citizens. Learn more at citizensbank.com/made-ready.
Wednesday News Time 10:56. We've got 51 degrees right now, and it is mostly sunny. We're going up to 65 today. Another mild day in November. Bloomberg Money Watch right now. We check in with Denise Pellegrini.
Hundreds of millions of streams. One 16-year-old girl.
This is my canoe, and you will journey to different...
And now, after the original Moana, about a teen on an ocean journey to save her people, became one of the most streamed films ever, seen hundreds of millions of times. Moana is about to take Disney on another journey with Moana 2 this month.
Moana 2 will probably be as big, if not bigger, than the first Moana film was on streaming.
And Paul DeGarabedian, senior media analyst at Comscore, says Disney is now also hoping to flip the script by spinning this sequel, originally designed for streaming on Disney Plus, into a movie theater blockbuster as well.
They want to have people bouncing back and forth between the movie theater and the streaming service.
And now Moana 2's updated princess story could help Disney films stage a comeback.
It's the gift that keeps on giving.
There's also a live-action version of the original Moana in the works. Bloomberg Money Watch at 26 and 56 past every hour. I'm Denise Pellegrini for 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
Febreze. So my home is also my office. And before I can focus, every room's gotta be clean. That means tidying up and spraying my Febreze Air Mist. Ooh, that's fresh. Febreze Air Mist scents are all high quality. They fight any weird funk, and they give my air an instant boost of freshness. So not only does my home smell good, I feel good too. After I Febreze, it's time to start my day.
Breathe happy, Febreze, la 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 la. Welcome to Staples.
Help! My family's in for the holidays and I need gift ideas.
That's why we're here. Staples has amazing deals on everything you need. Photo gifts, laptops, and gaming systems. Even custom holiday cards and shipping solutions to send gifts to the family that can't make it.
Perfect! Have anything for Uncle Frank? I love him, but the guy is never quiet.
Noise-canceling headphones. For you.
You get it.
Unwrap huge holiday savings at Staples. And right now at Staples, save up to $350 on select computers. Ends 12/28 in-store.
Todd, you know what I love best about Thanksgiving? Making room.
John Montone, you mean like making room in the fridge for leftovers?
No, I mean making room in my driveway for a new Ram truck from Ramsey Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram.
Well, you'll want to make lots of room because Ramsey has huge savings during the Black Friday sales event. And here's a deal as tasty as Grandma's candied yams. Just imagine bringing all the leftovers home in the back of a new 2024 Ram 1500 Bighorn Lone Star Crew Cab 4x4, leased for $399 a month for 42 months and only $47.88 due at signing plus tax, title, and registration.
And Ford owners can save even more with no trade-in required through December 2nd.
Ramsey Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram. Exceptional people, exceptional deals.
Call 833-853-2969 for details. $0 security deposit. VIN number SN543956. MSRP $60,035. Ends 12/2/24.
WINS FM and HD1 New York. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Wednesday News Time 10:59. 1010 Wins. AccuWeather. Sunshine mixing with some afternoon clouds. Going tailgating out at the Jets game. You got a good day for it. Mild, breezy. High of 65 with the breeze, with the dry conditions. Yes, high fire risk still in play. Cloudy tonight. Low 48. Tomorrow, Monday, back to work. Kids back to school. Breezy, mild again. Clouds breaking for some sunshine. High of 64 for Monday. Back down into the 50s on Tuesday. Sunny, not as mild. Tuesday's high, that is at 58. Wednesday, sunshine giving way to more clouds throughout the day and a high of 60. And the possibility of some periods of rain, which we desperately need coming in Wednesday evening. Right now, 51 going up to 65. More people get their news from 1010 Wins than from any other radio station in the nation. Shimon Siegel's our service aide. Chris Roush is the writer. Tanya Mercado is